Hi guys, George here from Zero Period Productions, and today on Skyrim Saturday Mods, we're taking a look at the Isle of Artaeum, a new land and quest mod by Miscellaneous. This DLC-sized quest mod is focused on the mysterious and reclusive Psijic Order, taking you to their magical island of Artaeum, and even to the Somerset Isles later on in the story. Isle of Artaeum was originally released as episodic installments, with each download being one of the seasons in the story. The version that we're looking at today is a singular download that includes all of these seasons, and acts as the complete package for this questline. And while the main story won't be receiving any new updates, the author is still very active in regards to fixing different bugs as they pop up and get reported. The goal of this mod was to give us a chance to join the Psijic Order, and explore these more mysterious locations across Tamriel and Nirn. And while it's intended to be lore-friendly, Miscellaneous has stated that he did take some creative liberties, as it is a grand story in size and scale. The only requirements in order to play Isle of Artaeum are the unofficial Skyrim Special Edition patch and SKSE. Given that Anniversary already has a stable build of SKSE, you should be able to play this even if you've already updated your game and purchased the Anniversary upgrade. Isle of Artaeum is available for Skyrim Legendary Edition as well as Skyrim Special Edition on PC. In order to start this questline, you need to have completed the College of Winterhold, and upon becoming Archmage, simply head back into Winterhold to start your adventure.
The Psijic Order has noticed all that you've done at the college, and they are most impressed. One of the masters have decided to invite you to Artaeum to meet some of the Psijics. It is a great honor. In the olden days, very few were ever allowed to visit, but now the council has decided that recruitment should be opened.
Open? I like the idea of me just being one of the few that gets accepted, not that you're just making, oh, it's open. It's not as impressive then. How do I get there?
You can find an enchanted boat just northeast of Solitude Docks. We've hidden it away a bit, but if you follow the lights, you'll find it. I hope to see you in the gardens of Artaeum. Goodbye.
Is he gonna teleport away? Oh. I don't know why, that just made me think of Back to the Future, like in a previous timeline, in a different timeline. Someone just killed his parents and he just faded out of existence, not that he teleported away at all.
I'm telling you, I heard it.
Man, I thought I was gonna get like a special invitation, not that they'd say, oh, well, it's open enrollment now. Man, they should have just lied to me. They should have just told me. It's like, oh, you are very special, which I know he said that they're impressed by what I've done, but still. I want him to be impressed and for me to be the only person to get invited. The ship is gonna be right over here. I'm glad there's a quest marker because I would have probably just hung around the docks a little bit more, like the physical docks themselves. Oh, I like the lights on that though. Really like the lights, but it's not all that hidden when it is glowing that much. Now, one thing that's going to be interesting is that this is not necessarily like a super magic-oriented build. As you can see, the vast majority of my stats are in health, so this might be an interesting one. Artaeum docks discovered. Let's take a look at the island. Okay, so we have 3 different islands right now. In case someone wants to have a picnic over here. Dock workers barracks. Hello there? Oh, alright. I guess you don't really care for me then. Oh, hey, look, this ship ran aground. Well, that's not going anywhere. So who do we have here? We have a spell tome shop. We have some very pointy mountains. Oh, God. I have to get on the other side of the very pointy mountains. It's probably a much better path than I'm just... Yep, there's the path. I just wasn't following it. Oh. Yeah, so right off the bat, some very jagged terrain. Like, I feel like that could have been smoothed out a little bit better. I also feel like that wouldn't just be solid grass. You'd probably see some rocks, some dirt. Wait, is the water flowing up? Well, I mean, they're the Psijic. That can just be attributed to magic. Oh, I remember that. Yeah, you guys just took it from me like 2 seconds ago. Oh god, that's a lot of Nern root. I'm just picking this, that way it shuts up, because, oh god, I'm gonna go insane if I have to hear that just non-stop as I talk to them. Okay, I think we're clear. I think we're good. Is that the Eye of Magnus?
Yes, it is. After the College of Winterhold discovered it beneath Sarthal, Coroner and 2 others brought it here. I hear things got very messy. The Master decided that it should be kept here at the core of Artaeum. You probably noticed that it has some sort of gravitational pull.
Oh, so that's why the water flows up. Okay, see? It's been explained. Amazing!
Indeed. So we keep it here for further studies. You seem very interested. Say, you wouldn't mind helping me a little?
Actually, yes, I have other stuff to do. Not at all. What do you need?
Great. The task is simple. There used to be a mage who incidentally was also named Magnus. He kept careful notes on his research into the eye. Yurik Galderson later found the eye and hid it beneath Sarthal. I would like for you to go there and see if you can find any information.
Safe travels.
Wait, I already have to go back to Skyrim? Find Magnus's notes. In Sarthal, there were hidden clues. I just got here and immediately I have to go back. Oh, it's not what I was expecting. That was not what I had anticipated. Oh, welcome on in. Get out. Oh. I wonder what would have happened if I just said no. What would have he said? If I just be like, I'm not helping you. I probably would have been told I don't have a choice, because, frankly, I'm the newcomer. Frankly, I don't have much of a say in anything. Is that giant mead in a giant tankard? The Psijic Pint discovered. Okay, those are just display pieces then. Oh, the Psijic Pint. I like the name. That is good. I'm surprised you guys have a shrine of Talos, of all people.
Yes?
Can you tell me how to acquire citizenship?
But of course. But before you can join us, I must see some proof of your dedication to the island.
Oh god, this is lost, isn't it?
Some of my fellow Psijics could use an extra hand with various tasks around the island. See me after you've helped them out.
Okay. Voice acting can be a little hit or miss so far. Because the first couple people we spoke to, I would say that the voice quality was good.
Need something?
The acting itself was fine, but not great. And then that was a pretty good Argonian voice, but the background noise was pretty noticeable. As always, I'm sorry if I'm coming across as, like, overly critical or anything. These are just things that I notice that I point at, and I also recognize that I just have a really, really kind of high standard or high expectation at times, just because, you know, of how much I'll play things like Legacy of the Dragonborn, interesting NPCs, Enderall, Beyond Skyrim, stuff like that. So the problem is that I kind of expect more things to have those standards, even though, frankly, all of those are just going above and beyond. Also, it's worth noting that I've also played really, really, really terribly written quest mods that had phenomenal voice acting, so voice acting is not always indicative of other things. But I've also always heard people say that if you're looking for a good kind of magical expansion or a mod that does explore the Psijic Order, that this really is kind of the definitive mod for that. So I am looking forward to it, especially now that it has all of its seasons released. Hey, there it is. It's amazing we didn't pick it up the first time. Magnus's notes on the eye. Oh, wait, did Galderson come back to life? First entry. The magical orb seems to have some unique properties. I've discovered that the gravitational pull stems from the sheer mass of the orb. I tried lifting it with the telekinesis spell, but I found that no matter how much I focused, I was unable. Me! My only conclusion is that the object is much, much heavier than it looks. Further studies have proven that the orb seems to radiate pure magicka. I once dozed off while reading a spellbook near the orb, and I could feel my understanding of the spell literally growing in my head. At first I was startled, but when I tried the spell out, it was indeed much more powerful than before. Second entry. I tried exhausting my magic reserves, but the eye's radiation kept refilling them and making my focus crystal clear. This is most interesting, as this was not the case earlier. Another development is that I've found old scriptures and tales left by the elves that refer to the orb as the Eye of Magnus. Seems it was my birthright to find this gem, whether it was named from me or for it has yet to be determined. But didn't the guy I talked to say that it just so happened that a guy named Magnus found the eye? Or wrote this? Because Magnus is a god. Does this Magnus not know that there is a god named Magnus? Third entry. I did it! I made a staff that is able to channel the magical radiation into pure magica energy. I once tested the staff by leaving it by the eye overnight. The magical radiation remained frequent as ever, proving that the power the eye holds is all but endless. I've also been able to move the eye with the staff and thus moving it to a more secure location. Fourth entry. Some more mages offered to aid me in my studies. I had hoped this would end better, but absolute power corrupts absolutely. However, the altercation with the mages has proven another theory. By being in the presence of the orb, I am growing stronger on a subliminal level. One of their spells hit me and I could feel the icy spike pierce me, but it didn't hurt. It was like it melted immediately upon touching my skin. Then the coldness just turned to energy, magical energy. It shot out through my arm and hit the mage right in the chest. The others didn't stand a chance either. I shall continue my studies alone, somewhere far away from prying eyes and conniving fools. For years now, I've worked every day and night to keep the eye safe. It has consumed my entire being, but yet I still feel the radiation helping me grow more powerful. I constructed a laboratory where I can continue my research. The power of the orb made the excavation a rather easy job. I found that elemental powers have more of an effect on it than mysticism spells. Maybe someday, mysticism will no longer be considered a school of magic. Sixth entry. I shall probably never be left alone in this world. The damned humans around me keep interrupting my research. Just last week I had to conceal the inner chamber on account of some eager mages. They came from the newly opened Mages Guild. If they were here for me or the orb, I can't tell, but I thought it best to conceal myself and the eye. Now I wish to move the eye to another plane. That way I could conduct my research unhindered and only receive aid and advice where I seek it. I shall have to work out some sort of portal spell. Well, in that case, we need to find out about that portal spell then. I still say, and I'm sorry if I'm harping on it, and I'm sorry if I'm saying sorry too much, I still find it odd that the very first thing we had to do was go back to Skyrim. It would be like if you started the Dragonborn DLC. You get to Solstheim and the very first thing they do is say, hey, you gotta go back to Skyrim. You go, what? No, I don't want to go back to Skyrim. What are you talking about? That's crazy talk. Also, I feel like since it's the Psijic Order and they are very proficient in teleportation magic, that would have been a great opportunity to have them say, teleport you to Saarthal immediately, or say the quest giver teleports to Saarthal and takes you with him to demonstrate the power of the Psijics. Shadowmere. You've been busy while I was gone. Thank you. Oh wait, is that another... No, it's just a mage. Oh. Talisgar. So can I fast travel back, or... No, okay, I need to take the boat. But it does have its own map markers, so I can just fast travel to that, hop in that, and then back to the Isle. Hello there.
And what might you need?
I'm just watching him crab walk around. Not suspicious at all. Oh god, they've really liked the idea of just putting a lot of Nirnroot everywhere. One is already loud enough. Having a dozen of them just in a row, just going, yeah, yeah. Not what I was expecting here. Guess this place is too magical. Hey, I got your book. You could have teleported me, you know. I found the notes. You should really read this.
Thanks. I'll take a look at it right away. Maybe you should speak to the historian. He's been here since, well, since forever.
Alright. Where be he?
Yes, sirrah.
An immovable object. Ask the historian about Magnus. Well, which Magnus? That's the real question here. Real Magnus or mage who was kind of stuck up Magnus? Hall of Mastering discovered.
What can I do for you?
Have you seen the
Yes.
historian?
Yes.
Oh, that's a lot of books. Oh god, alright. Oh, it's a flat texture. That's why it looked so odd from a distance. Oh.
Yes.
I mean, I get
Oh, did you need
why, in the sense that if that wasn't a flat texture, then it would have been a lot of objects and could have caused some lag, but this is where you would maybe use, say, the bookshelf that they use in the College of Winterhold, in the Artaeum, in the library. Because then you don't see the books on the inside, you just see the kind of like darker tinted glass. That way, once again, you avoid the issue of there being 500 books just sitting out and about that can fall off the shelves, that can cause issues. Sorry, the stone inside threw me off a little bit. Hey, what's that lever do? Can I pull it? I'm gonna pull it.
Well, hello.
I can't pull it! Oh man. Have you ever heard of a mage named Magnus?
I assume you don't mean the first spirit Magnus, but an actual mage. There is one old record from the first era, a quite skilled mage. It details a mage Magnus who believed that the eye was his birthright. He spent many years studying it until he vanished one day.
I just noticed the
It
huge
says
book
here
down there.
that he used to live in a small house in the woods of Falkreath. Wait, this can't be. That record is dated hundreds of years later. Most odd. I suggest traveling to Falkreath to see if you can find some more information on this matter.
Again? I gotta go back to Skyrim again? Man, this is like when I did Wormstooth and every other side quest was just, go back to Skyrim right now. Except those I could have done all at once. This I have to do one by one. Can you tell me about the history of the Isle?
I would like to, but I'm missing one of my books. Can you find it for me?
Is it in Skyrim by any chance? Sure. Do you know where to look?
Thank you. It should be easy to find since it's a large book.
Ah?
I think it's down in the library somewhere.
Until next time.
Yeah, well, it was easy because one, it's one of 5 books actually in the room, and 2, it is huge. Oh god. Yeah, this is big. I don't know why, but it's,
Need something?
it had a slower animation speed? Is it just because it's so large? Is that how that works?
Well, hello.
Oh, he didn't want to talk to me.
Yes?
Here, now can you tell me about Artaeum and the Psijic Order's history?
Thank you for finding my book. What would you like to know?
Why is the island hidden from the world?
Many seek our power for personal gain. Others wish to exploit the island's unique properties. It is simply best if we remain distant from the world.
This does feel like Lost. Oh, the island has mystical properties. Oh, we must hide the island. We will move the island so no one can exploit it. Which, granted, that's just because I watched Lost recently, so I'm just drawing the parallels there. How long has the Psijic Order existed?
Oh, for a very, very long time. I was named historian in the early years of the First Era. Even then the Psijics had been around for decades.
Well, who leads the Psijic Order?
Officially, no one leads anyone here. However, the Master's word is highly regarded and respected by all Psijics.
The Master? When I review the maps, I see another island. I actually see two. What is that?
That is Oridon. It used to be located right off our eastern coast, until the Council decided to separate the islands. Maybe they'll return someday.
I always forget that Oridon went missing, right? Like, didn't Oridon just go missing in Elder Scrolls lore? What can you tell me about the different areas?
Currently, Artaeum consists of 5 official areas. Talos Plaza is to the northeast. Here, the priest used to live, before now. To the west, you'll find the farm and streams. On the mountain above them is the Temple of Talos, but bring a pelt if you plan on going up there. Of course, there's the market area, and above it is where most Psijics live. Below the market, the students sleep and study at the Hall of Mastering. In the center of the island is the Garden. The Infinity Stream is where most of the island's power stems from.
Alright.
Take care now.
Once again, minor thing, but I notice these things, I say them.
Yes?
I kind of wish that they had recorded just kind of the coming and going lines, the greetings of like, oh, hello, oh, goodbye. Just for some more consistency, you know? Also, ignore me. It's not Oridon that was missing, it's just Artaeum that went missing. Oridon, I remembered another mod said it went missing. I think it was the Somerset mod that I played ages ago. Said it had gone missing, so maybe that's what I was thinking of. Maybe that's why I was thinking of that. Well, back to Skyrim again. I'm just saying, we're joining the Psijic. This would have been a really, really great time to make use of that swanky teleportation magic. Magnus's house discovered. Find a clue on what happened to Magnus hundreds and thousands of years ago, where this house has stood for eons. Old withered page of journal. Perfected the portal spell. My assistant brought me the stuff I asked for and will meet me at Elder Blood's Peak. It is imperative that we manage to bring the eye. Without it, all this will have been for nothing. It is my birthright, after all. Upon my last visit to our destination, I noticed the land had shifted from before. I suggest bringing mapping tools so that we may further study this phenomenon. Those damned mage hunters are still trying to get me tonight. I must abandon my children and my wife, Andrea. All must be left before I travel to the mountains in the north. A man who never grows old can have many wives, but Andrea will be my last. She must Man, poor Andrea. Poor Andrea. Elder Blood Peak. I'll fast travel there directly. Why not? I don't care about you, dragon. I'm not really here for you. There's just some magic I want nearby. So you know what? Here's what we'll do. Do not kill my horse. Don't you dare.
How can I serve you, Fury?
You can get out of my way and you can shut the hell up. I like to think that's just I'm magically attuned to this because I've been given this assignment, but I also just like the idea that this has just been sitting here for thousands of years and no one noticed. Same with that note in his house. An aged love letter. My love, I know I have no right to ask to see you, but I feel that this orb is causing our marriage to fail. Your children have just had grandchildren and they wish to see you so. I have told them that you are of the elder blood, and therefore age slower than they. No more questions shall be asked regarding your youth, I promise. For years you have refused to return to us here in Cyrodiil, but never stated the reason for your delay. I also realize that I'm giving the letter his voice, the voice that I'm doing for him, but this is from his wife. I've realized that the eye is at the center, but I wonder for how long you can maintain this quest before you finally shall have someone put an arrow through your chest. I do not mean to sound harsh, but even age will meet its match at the end of a sword. I implore you to return to us at home. Yours forever, Julie. Ooh. That's not Andrea. Oh. Also, man, these books are just worth a lot. I'm used to books maybe being 50 gold, maybe 100, but 350, 300? Damn. 67th entry. After the first 100 years, I learned of the orb's rejuvenating capabilities. After another 100, I learned that the power could be harnessed and stored inside me. Several hundred years later, I feel I know the Eye of Magnus as well as I possibly could. Yet, I thirst for more. Somewhere along the way, I lost myself into this madness. I have made great strides, and I've been the envy of every wizard for thousands of miles. I've lived through many camps and settlements, taken many wives and children. But my heart has grown tired. Perhaps from loving too much, or perhaps from loving too little. Now, I wish to be alone for a time. Oh, I thought it was going to be the last page. Oh, alright, yeah. The fact that it just ended there, I thought that was going to be the last page. Nope. 8th entry. I've spent many years on an island now, alone with my thoughts and the eye. I've learned so much from it. Sometimes I can hear it whisper to me in my dreams. That is on the few occasions that I do sleep. If I'm not up all night staring at the horizon, guarding for intruders, I'm in the research lab and testing my capabilities. I wish I could move myself and the eye to another world, a world where we could be totally alone, far from prying eyes. I wonder how interdimensional travel works. Hilde, Linda, Colleen, Sophie, Hundra. So many names that I have come and gone, so many wives and so many children. Only I remain barely human, if I ever was. I've taken to letting the occasional mage come and study the eye. I find their unknowing perspective refreshing. One of them, in particular, was particularly skilled in mysticism and taught me a great deal about opening rifts between worlds. Unfortunate that I had to leave him there. Nevertheless, now I possess the power to travel not only in Mundus, but outside of it. I've been through the gates of oblivion. I have seen and commanded Daedra. Soon, there is not an eternity in this world that can deny me. How many more pages is this? Okay, just a couple more. So many years have passed, and the races of Tamriel have learned so much in that time. Some more than others. In Bay called Iliac, I met some fire wizards who proved equal to myself in skill. How they mastered this without the eye is beyond me. I wish I could study their bloodline to find what makes them so well suited for their elemental expertise. The fire wizards were being hunted by people who were too petty and small to understand that power is only dangerous when left unattended. It's funny he says that because he's unattended and has been unattended for hundreds of years. Perhaps I best invite these wizards to live with me in my interdimensional sanctuary. Yes, it is best to keep them close so that I might attend to them. I've studied for so long with the Falmer now. They almost make me feel as I did on the eve of my first child Grund. Or was it John? Perhaps Rogic? Oh, who remembers? Anyway, the Flamers have taught me how to heat my internal core. For them it apparently comes as natural as breathing, so I felt somewhat ashamed at having to study this technique for several years. But now that I have this power, I believe with this that I will be able to move the eye between realms, and not just as a physical object in Mundus. Alright. And back we go. I swear if we go back and they're like, oh, well now you gotta go to Morthal or somewhere else in Skyrim, I'm gonna deck someone.